We're going to start the program off with a prayer. Susan, where are you? There she is. Here she comes. Hiding from us.
Yes. Join me in prayer. Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for Sheriff Rhoades and all that he has given to this community. We ask that you be with us as we connect with old friends and celebrate a life of service. And may you be glorified in all that we say and do. Amen.
Mayor Anderson, would you lead our pledge, please, sir?
If you're able to stand, would you do so as we pledge allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody can be seated. Once again, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Sheriff, where are you hiding at? I'm sure he's in the back of the room somewhere. Come on up here, Dusty. You're going to be front and center one last time. Well, maybe not one last time, but at least for today. So I was going to let you say something first, but I've got a lot of other people that want to speak, but I wanted you to be up close.
Okay.
So they can see it. So one of the first speakers that we have this morning or this afternoon is our Mayor, Rhoades Anderson. Rhoades, you ready? And here he comes.
Thank you, Mark. Sheriff, we are just a small group that wanted to take time out and say thank you today.
Thank you.
Thank you for your many, many years of service. And with that, we do have a proclamation of appreciation that I would like to read this so that everyone can understand a little bit about your life. Whereas Williamson County was established in October of 1799, elected the very first sheriff was Edmund Hall, and that was in 1800. So I'm going to go through every one of them every 4 years.
We'll be here a long time. I don't think anybody wants to wait that long.
Whereas Dusty Rhoades joined the Williamson County Sheriff's Office in June of 1979 as a patrol officer under the direction of the late Sheriff Fleming Williams, and a department consisting of about 24 employees and a county population of around 58,000. Whereas Dusty has continued to serve as a law enforcement officer for our county, serving in roles of patrol corporal, patrol sergeant, and chief deputy. And when Dusty Rhoades was first appointed sheriff by the legislative body to fill an unexpired term in February of 2008 through August of 2008, and in February 2019, the legislative body again appointed Dusty Rhoades to fill an unexpired term, after which time he was elected to serve as the county's 53rd elected sheriff in August of 2022. Whereas Sheriff Rhoades' career spans over 4 decades and today consists of approximately 350 employees serving a countywide population of 250,000 residents. Effective January 1st, 2024, Sheriff Dusty Rhoades will remove his badge, turn off the flashing lights, radio his final 10-7, and retire with an outstanding career in law enforcement for Williamson County. Today, by my signature, we have designated this as Sheriff Dusty Rhoades Day here in Williamson County. Join me as we say thank you to Dusty.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Goodness.
Wanted to give Dusty a symbol, our Williamson County seal that he'll always have with him. Thank you, Dusty.
Thank you. Thank you.
So next on our list is Miss Lisa Carson.
Diane Giddens says I'm gonna make her cry, but the truth is I'm probably gonna make me cry. I'm gonna try not to. I'll try not to make the sheriff cry. When Dusty told me that he was gonna retire, my first thought was, oh, I'm so happy for you and Lynn. And my second thought was, you SOB, I can't believe you're leaving me. Well, the truth of the matter is those two thoughts probably came in reverse order, but I am happy for him. But it's going to be a change for me because I honestly can't remember the Williamson County Sheriff's Office without Dusty Rhoades. Even before I represented the Sheriff's Office, I remember Dusty Rhoades. When I was a teenager working at CY Market, the reserve deputies who would come in at night and work security told me about this deputy named Dusty Rhoades, and I said, that's not a real person. Well, come to find out, Dusty is very much a real person. In fact, probably more real than just about anybody else I know. There are a lot of words I could use to describe Dusty. Loyal, funny, stubborn, but the number one word would be integrity. I've known Dusty just about all of my adult life, and I have never doubted his word, not one time, because he's never given me a reason to. Dusty has a reputation for honesty, and he has earned that reputation. But it's not just that he has old school values, because Dusty, even though he never takes credit for any of the things that he does, has actually worked very hard to constantly improve this sheriff's office for the citizens it serves and for the people within the office. I'll give you just a couple of examples from over the years. One year when Dusty was chief deputy, I think Jeff Long was sheriff, but I'm not sure, but I know Dusty was chief deputy, he went to the Tennessee Corrections Institute's detention academy. That's where our corrections or detention officers used to go.
Ricky.
Ricky Headley was sheriff. Okay. So Dusty goes basically as a spy to see what kind of education our new detention officers are getting. And he called me on his way back and said, this is trash. This is not teaching our people what they need to know, and we're going to start our own. And we did. And our sheriff's office now is one of only 5 in the state that's allowed to operate its own detention academy. Our academy is about 3 times longer than the time that the state requires for training for new detention deputies, and it teaches them a variety of things that they need to know to equip them as they go into their career in law enforcement, because that's where most of them start out. And it was Dusty's disgust with what he felt like wasn't enough training for our people that got that started. In 2020, our department became TALIA accredited, again, through Dusty's efforts and under his watch while he was sheriff. And that particular accreditation requires us to do constant self-assessments and constant improvement. Those are the type of things that he does that he never takes credit for. Now, don't get me wrong, Dusty's heart absolutely bleeds blue. I have watched him sit alongside a young deputy who had to use deadly force to protect himself and other citizens. And I watched Dusty as that deputy's patrol supervisor tell him it was going to be all right. You did the right thing at a time when that person who, because let me tell you, if you're a good law enforcement officer, you never want to take a life. But that deputy was just in crisis, and I watched Dusty with compassion tell him that he did the right thing, that he did what he had to do. And so Dusty's heart is with law enforcement, but he also has absolutely no patience for anyone who disgraces that badge. When the George Floyd incident happened a few years ago, all of y'all in this room who wear a badge know how hard that was for good law enforcement officers to watch a bad law enforcement officer do something they shouldn't have done. And then to have the press paint all of us with a brush that was a few folks who stepped outside the lines. Well, you might imagine as one of the county attorneys, I was just waiting on the edge of my seat for something that one of our local law enforcement said to be taken out of context and printed. And lo and behold, Dusty tells me, yeah, I talked to the Tennessean today about the George Floyd case. And I won't tell y'all the exact words I said, but they weren't, oh goodness. Those of y'all who know me well probably know exactly what they were. I waited for that article to come out with my teeth gritted. I'm going to read y'all exactly what Dusty said because I've never been so proud in my life to represent an individual or a department. He said, the death of George Floyd is wrong in so many ways. If you're in the law enforcement community and can't see that, you should get the hell out. I don't know what is worse, the rogue cop who was arrested today or the ones who stood by watching and didn't do anything. That's what Dusty Rhoades is about, is doing the right thing. And when the experts came out with best practices your department needs in the wake of that incident, Dusty called me and said, hell, Lisa, we already do all those things. And in fact, we do. Dusty exemplifies what you want in a law enforcement officer. He's firm but fair, and he does what is right, not what is easy. It's been a privilege for me to work with him all of these years, and I know everyone in our law firm feels the same. Dusty's a walking contradiction because he is a wildly popular politician who hates politics. I will forever have the words 10-4 in my vocabulary because of Dusty. And who doesn't love someone who still calls you young lady when you're pushing 60? I am proud to call him a client, but more so a friend, and I will miss you more than I can say.
Thank you.
Now, over with the mushy stuff, I have some gifts for you.
Oh, Lord.
Byron and I first thought about what we could get to commemorate our friendship and your time in the department. And we decided you probably were going to have to clean out a junk drawer. So we got a box for you to put all your junk in.
Oh, sweet.
And it has a thin blue line flag on the top. And the front of it had a little nameplate on it.
Oh, sweet.
And so I wanted to put on the nameplate, F you for leaving me, but Byron suggested that instead we should perhaps say something like, with gratitude for your years of faithful service. So we went with that. But when you see it, you'll know what it really means.
Okay.
And now Courtney's going to come up and help with the firm's gift to you. We decided that we should give you something that commemorated all the times that we have driven you to drink, but you couldn't because you were sheriff and on call. And so we have a bourbon decanter here that has your badge inscribed on it.
Sweet.
And it comes with its own glasses and its own bourbon. Where's the bourbon?
Oh, it's in the
That's in the bag.
It's in there.
Okay, well, thank you.
We won't be passing it around.
Okay.
Enjoy it, Dusty, and enjoy your retirement. We are so grateful for your service.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no, we got plenty of time. We got till 4 or 5 o'clock. Up next on today's festivities, Paula Harris. Where is Paula? Here she comes. I see her now.
On behalf, can y'all hear me? Okay. On behalf of Leadership Franklin, I want to congratulate Dusty and Lynn on your retirement. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss you in the program. As you all know, Criminal Justice Day is one of the highlights of each year's program. And we learn so much about what's important in this community that we protect. And I will say, Dusty, you've sent us some wonderful class members over the years. And we're looking forward to further including members of the Sheriff's Department in our program each year. But Dusty, you're definitely a fabric of the community.
Well, thank you.
Helped us so much. And in your honor today, we've had an alumni group that have contributed, they're contributing, to our scholarship fund in your honor. We feel like it's important that we continue the legacy of great leaders in our community, such as Dusty, and recognize them by helping them with their education. So, Dusty, thank you.
Thank you.
And we're going to miss you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Don't go far.
Okay.
Up next, we have Brentwood Chief Hickey.
Come up here like you like me, Dusty. Come on. So, quickly, I just wanted to thank Dusty for all of his years of service. You know, our departments have enjoyed a tremendous relationship over the years. I think that has a lot to do with the men and women who actually do the work, but I also think it has a lot to do with the people who lead the organization. And there's no lack of cooperation between our departments. I can tell you that I never remember a time picking up the phone and calling Dusty and asking for something when he said no. Now, I'm quite sure that he hung up the phone and said, "What the hell is he thinking?" But he never said no. He always said, "Yeah, we'll help. We'll do whatever we need to do." And we've always had that kind of a relationship. He doesn't remember, but when I was a new patrol officer 32 years ago, I was told that there was this guy from the sheriff's department named Dusty Rhoades going to come teach me about using the PR-24. And he probably doesn't remember that, because I remember saying, Dusty Rhoades, really? That's his name? I was like, yeah, that's his name. And that's how Dusty and I met. He probably doesn't remember that, but I have learned a tremendous amount from him over the years. You've already heard this, but I never remember a Williamson County Sheriff's Department without Dusty Rhoades. He was already a fixture there when I started. And that's not a shot at your age, but it kind of is a little bit. Anyway, from the Brentwood Police Department, we wanted to present Dusty with this plaque, and it simply reads, "Sheriff Dusty Rhoades, Williamson County Sheriff's Office, by the Brentwood Police Department, in honor and recognition of your dedication and 44 years of service in the field of law enforcement, and appreciation for your friendship," and the friendship means the most to me, "your friendship and support to the Brentwood Police Department, December 19th, 2023. Congratulations, Dusty.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, man.
I'm not helping you carry this stuff out. I got your son here. So up next, quit looking. He's in a hurry to go somewhere. Up next, the director of the Tennessee Sheriff's Association, retired Sheriff Jeff Bledsoe. Here he comes.
Sheriff, as I told you when you made that call to me, this is bittersweet for a lot of us in that your relationship has been so strong with me over the years, and I'll go back, like Chief said, my first introduction to you was with the PR-24 basic certification class, and you came to Dixon over at the National Guard Army. Do you even have a memory of that?
Somewhat.
Well, that was a good time and a good introduction to something that I enjoyed and went on to be an instructor and follow in your footsteps. So that was my first introduction. And ever since then, I've always looked up to you as a role model in law enforcement, and Williamson County has certainly been better because of you, and wished we had people like you in all counties of the state. And you've been more than supportive to the Tennessee Sheriff's Association, and when I say that, that covers the other 94 sheriffs and everything that you've provided and done. Anytime I've called him to fill in on a meeting, he's been there to do it for us and represent all of the sheriffs across the state and to have input and representation. And Sheriff, today we would like to present a plaque to you and read it to you. It says, Tennessee Sheriff's Association Appreciation Award presented to Sheriff Dusty Rhoades. With appreciation and recognition for your loyal and dedicated service to the Tennessee Sheriff's Association and the citizens of our great state, now as the day dawns on the next chapter in your life, may God's blessings be upon you, follow in His way, and may you find joy and peace as He inspires you every day. And we thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you.
Got a few more on the list. He's giving me the evil eye. Chief Roddy Parker. Used to be Captain Roddy Parker at the Sheriff's Office, now Chief out in Nolensville, wants to say 2 or 3 words. Come on, Roddy, a little faster. Don't be so excited.
Today is Roddy's 67th birthday. That's why he's moving slow. Thanks Yeah. I was kind of feeling a little old this morning when I got out of the bed, but now I feel old sure enough. So after that, we had our little Christmas dinner at Nolensville Police Department Saturday night, and Dusty was our guest speaker there. And actually, he did a pretty good job. It was surprising. So we've already given him the commemorative hardware to hang in his outhouse. Dusty started down a road a couple of times during his speech about the old days, and I was like, I'm sitting in the back going, no, can't tell that. Got a couple of preachers in the house, so so we won't tell any story like that. Dusty was always served as my supervisor in my 39 years. Regardless of what rank I was at, he was a rank above me. And sometimes he would kind of flaunt it, you know, remind me he was the boss. So, but there was one time a friend of ours knew I worked the east side of the county on patrol, and he asked Dusty when he met him. He said, "Well, where do you work?" He's like, "I got 3 stripes. I work anywhere I want to." So he kind of held it over my head. You saw the picture of the 3 of us, Mark, Lucas in the back. It was kind of scary to think that the 3 of us was all that stood between Williamson County citizens and chaos. So I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Sorry. You've been a great friend, a mentor to me. It's going to be kind of weird after all these years. Anytime I called Dusty for backup, he was on the way. Now I'm not going to have Dusty to call for backup, so I appreciate you. Thank you. Congratulations. Appreciate you.
Brandy Blanton, where's Miss Brandy at? Here she comes. Come on up here.
You'll be scared. No, too much. So I was asked if I wanted to say something, and how can you pass up an opportunity to talk about somebody you admire so much? I guess in a lot of ways, Deb Faulkner was here. Are you still here, Deb? Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll be the City of Franklin representative. We'll say that's my excuse, but we also do share a bank account. We're still on that together. I had the privilege of being Dusty's treasurer for his campaign for sheriff, but we bonded, and he knows this, several years ago when I had kids at Centennial High School, and I was there as a band parent, and he was there as the man that stood around the track like this. And we would stand there through the whole game, except for the time I watched my child march in the band. And what I will say about Dusty that I admire so much is that as Williamson County continues to grow, and for those of us who've been around, we feel that, the idea of the way he polices and has that community mentality is something I think that we all might take for granted. I hope that you have left an indelible impression on the department, that will continue without you at the helm, because I think that's one thing that most of us in this room admire most about you, is that there's no ego when it comes to Dusty Rhoades. He and Lynn both, I want to make sure that Lynn is recognized. They show up at everything they possibly can. But I think that's one of the reasons why he says, I'm done. So, good luck to you, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So in wrapping up this afternoon, at this time I'd like to ask all the current Williamson County deputies, current and past, if you would step up here to the front right, make your way up here. Come on, Jill. If you work for Dusty, if you have worked for Dusty as sheriff or as chief or as lieutenant or as sergeant, maybe even as corporal. Anybody in here?
They worked as corporal. They may be pushing up daisies.
Maybe pushing up daisies. So as everybody's making their way up here, I've had the honor and privilege to work with Dusty for a little over 25 years now. He made the mistake 25 years ago of hiring me. Terrence Demarest there. Terrence. He made the mistake of hiring me a while back, and one thing that has always been constant for all the deputies that are headed up here to the front of the room, and Sheriff Kraft from Hickman County coming up here, one thing that's always been constant for all of us has been Dusty. He's always been the one that has, has been there to answer those questions and to give a word of kindness. Although I'm not sure all the time is a word of kindness, but everybody got the point. So, Lynn, Colin, come on up here. You two.
Lauren,
Bring the little one, Lauren.
come on, Lauren, Iris.
Iris. So on behalf of all the deputies at the sheriff's office, and with the help of Lynn and Colin, this is kind of a difficult thing for us to pull off because Dusty is kind of stubborn and hard-headed. But Sheriff,
Hey, listen, I still got 5 more days left, brother.
5 more days. Did I say anything wrong?
Yes, you did.
They don't think so. So we've been giving these wooden boxes out to retirees for quite some time, and this one's a little bit more special. We have your service weapon, and it is safety flagged here. But I'd like to, on behalf of the sheriff's office and everybody that's worked for you, thank you for everything, and it even says sheriff up on top in case you forget who you are.
Thank you. It's got 2 R's in it. Come on, man. But thank y'all. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hopefully I won't shoot my finger off.
Mike is yours.
Thank you. Wow. I'm overwhelmed at the turnout today. There's so many people I need to thank, but the first thank you I want to give out, and I'm not a deeply religious man, but if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here, and none of this would have taken place. Second most important person to me is my wife, Lynn. Colin and Lauren. When are you going to do this? But you know, back when we started dating, 77, and she knew I wanted to be a cop, and she stuck with me all these years, and she never wavered from me letting me achieve my dream. And when I told her that I wanted to be sheriff, she was like, "Well, let's get started." So without her, I wouldn't have been here. Colin, I hope I haven't got too many preachers in the room, but they always say the worst kids are preachers' kids and cops' kids. And I got to say, Colin turned out pretty good, even though I did rule him kind of hard. But fortunately with Colin, he's given me a lovely daughter-in-law, Lauren, and a lovely granddaughter, Iris. I got a list here who I want to thank, but again, I'm overwhelmed at the turnout today of y'all showing up. And like I said, it's not about me, it's about the sheriff's office. But next person I want to, this group of people are the previous sheriffs. Of course, Fleming Williams hired me. I met him on a Monday, and I didn't even know where the jail was. I was living in Murfreesboro. Of course, Lynn was born and raised here. Fleming interviewed me. He said, "When you get out of class?" I was at the intersection. I said, "Well, I get out Friday, so I'll see you Saturday." And I was like, "Okay." So he said, "Go down to K Uniforms, buy your uniforms, and then we'll get you squared away." I spent a day and a half in a patrol car learning the county. They took me out to Fairview, and that's where I spent my first 2 years. But I mean, back then, like I said, I didn't even know where the jail was, much less Zone 2, which was Fairview. But then, of course, Fleming got beat in the election, and I was a lieutenant at the time, and I was really worried. I said, "Lord, I fixed to lose my job." And then I got to thinking of it kind of like a hostile takeover or some type. I said, so I started banking my vacation days and sick days and everything in case another sheriff came in and told me to hit the road. But fortunately, all the other sheriffs that have come along the line have seen it fit to keep me on. I want to thank all of them. Like I said, Lance Saylor, Ricky Headley, Billy Cates, and of course, Jeff Long. Jeff's been a mentor to me. And, I remember he coming in my office when that vacancy became open, and he said, "I'm thinking about running." And he asked, "Do you want the job?" And I said, "Well, if you're going to do it, I don't want it. You can have it." So, of course, Colin was young then, and I said, "I got to stay home and ramrod him." So Jeff was fortunate. He was, he kept me on, and I appreciate all the previous sheriffs for seeing something in me and keep me on board. The next individuals I want to thank are Berger, Mosley, and Carson. Lisa, Bobby, Jeff, Kenny, Courtney, Leanne. Guys, I'm going to tell y'all something. Without that group of people, this county would be in a world of hurt. Not only have they kept us out of a lot of hot water, but I consider them true friends. And, I think I told Lisa she's the second smartest woman I know, because Lynn married me. And of course, Lisa and I never dated or anything, but Lynn married me. But don't get mad. But without that group of folks, I feel sorry for this county. Mayor Anderson and the county commission, I'm gonna tell you what, y'all may have heard me say this before, but in 2002, I started attending the Tennessee Sheriff's Association conferences in Nashville, and heard some nightmares in my 20-some odd years with that, about the relationships that certain sheriffs had with their county commission and with their county mayor. And I'm thinking, Lord have mercy, it must be hell where you come from. And in all my years, I never had any bad relationship with any commissioners. Now, I will say that Clyde Lynch sharpened his teeth on me one time when I presented my first budget and didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was working with Lance at the time, and Lynn had to teach me how to use a spreadsheet, because I didn't even know anything about about Excel or anything. So Lynn helped me out on that first budget. But like I said, we're so fortunate to have the county commissioners that we have, and the leadership of Mayor Anderson. I want to thank all my law enforcement partners here in Williamson County and in the state. Guys, we've come a long way in 40-some odd years. And I remember the boys at Brentwood in their little house up there, their first PD, and now they got that big fine place out there. And, Franklin being over here at the old house over here off of West Main. And I don't think Spring Hill, their city limits weren't inside the city when I started. Fairview, I don't know if you remember, the first chief that I ever met was E.A. Moore. And, I said, I want to thank all my partners there, because, we are one family. We can't do it by ourselves. And without these guys, with Nolensville, Roddy being up there, and Fairview and Spring Hill, we would be in a world of hurt. I want to thank Jennifer Davis and Jennifer Flora for putting this on together for me today. I know y'all worked hard, and I really appreciate it. I want to thank my command staff. Without them, I couldn't do any of this. And while I'm thinking of them, he may be mad at me for saying this, but y'all keep Freddie Moore in your prayers. He said a slight heart attack Saturday. He is home, but keep Freddie in your prayers. Fred and I we go a long way back. There's much of the command staff, we've been together for 30 years plus. So, last but not least, and it's not last, but I want to thank the men and women of the Williamson County Sheriff's Office, because it ain't me, it's y'all. Y'all make this sheriff's office. And without y'all working for us and working for the citizens of this county, we would be lost. We've got a great group of deputies and civilian personnel. And like I say, they work their fannies off every day for this county. And I appreciate everything that y'all have ever done. And those of you old heads that have been with me for all this time, I love you. I love each and every one of you. And in closing, I want to thank everybody for being all my friends. I've 44 years, built a bunch of friendships, and you're going to be missed. Like I said, I told a lot of people probably after January the 1st, you won't see me too much west of I-65, because I think Lynn's got me pretty well buckled down for the first couple of months. But again, I want to thank everybody for being here. I see Jeff finally made it in, and I learned a lot from Jeff. He was a great mentor for me. And I made there's once or twice he probably wanted to fire me, but I know there's one certain sheriff that won't fire me. What? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Again, thank y'all for being here. It means the world to me. And I know y'all have got things to do. Most of you are still on the clock and everything, but I'm just really touched at the outpouring of friendship and support I've seen today. I want to wish all of y'all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Again, thank you for being here. Say what? There's cake back there. Please eat it. I'm watching my girlish figure. Thank you.
A celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together.
Well, I've known Dusty for at least 27 years that I've worked at the county. And as was pointed out and talked about today, he's a very simple, speaking to the fact, honest, full of integrity, and you can take him at his word. And all the dealings we had with him, he always was straightforward, spoke the truth, but also he was always concerned about his people and what he could do for his people from our perspective. So I hold him in extremely high esteem, both as a friend and as a professional in the county.
When you ask about what Dusty Rhoades means to me, means to the sheriff's office, like I said earlier, he's always been that one constant person, that one thing that we've had at the sheriff's office that we could always rely on. I've been through 5 different sheriffs, counting him twice, but he's always been that constant one. He's always been the one there to give you words of encouragement, to guide you in whatever direction that you need to be going in, and the one to smack you in the back of the head when you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So I know I'm going to dearly miss him, and I'm sure everybody else at the agency is as well.
All right. Dusty, I just want to say that it's been a learning experience for me. I've loved working with you. I can't imagine you not being there for me every day. But I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for Lynn, and I'm going to miss you greatly. Take care.
Williamson County has been awfully blessed to have Dusty Rhoades as our sheriff. Of course, we had Jeff Long before him. We've been blessed for a while. Dusty Rhoades is going to be missed. I hope he comes around to see us because we're going to miss seeing him. The work he did for this county and how this county has benefited from his leadership is beyond words. And it's bittersweet. I'm certainly happy for him, his family. I wish him the best in retirement. But it's going to be, we're going to miss him on the county, and I sure hope he comes around to say hello from time to time.
Well, I've been asked when I first announced that I was retiring, everybody says, "Are you okay?" I said, "Well, hell, I don't have to be sick or dying to retire. I'm reasonably healthy. I'm hoping I'll stay healthy after the first of the year, but I don't really have any immediate plans. I know January and February are going to be rough, but with the weather and the short days, but I'm looking forward to it. I have had such an exciting life working here in Williamson County and working for the citizens of this county, and they will be missed, but and it's going to be a big adjustment not having to, come to work. But I'm really looking forward to it. And again, I just want to thank all the citizens of the county and the county officials that have shown faith in me to help lead the sheriff's office, and I wish all the success to everybody in the world.
We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right.
The story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do? When Chevy John Brown come here, what you wanna do, what you gonna do? Yeah, bad boys, what you gonna do, what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do, what you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to school and learn the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get hot, then you must get cool. Bad boys, chuck it on your father, you chuck it on your brother, and you chuck it on your sister. You chuck it on that one and you chuck it on me. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Nobody now give you no break. Police now give you no break. That old soldier man I give you no break. Not even your eyes now give you no breaks. Hey, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Why did you have to act so mean? Don't you know you're a human being? Born of a mother with the love of a father. Perfection comes and reflection goes. I know sometimes you wanna let go. Hey, I know sometimes you wanna let go. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? You're too bad. You're too rude. You're too bad. You're too rude. Yeah. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? You chuck it on that one, you chuck it on this one, you chuck it on your mother.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel